You sallallahu wasallam went from the earth to the sky, crossing the stars, planets, galaxies in a single night. Now Allah has said at one place in the Quran that everything between the earth and the sky prostrates before Allah, which means all the stars, galaxies, planets, mountains, trees. But how is this possible? Sajda is done like this, and has anyone ever seen stars and planets prostrating like us? But Allah has repeatedly said in the Quran that all things worship Allah, so there must be something common in all these things of the universe. Many years ago, the whole world thought that the earth is the center of the world, and the earth is a resident, sun. The earth does not rotate at all, the earth does not revolve. But 400 years ago, Galileo, who was an Italian scientist, aligning two lenses, he found out that by doing this, distant objects can be seen up close. Telescopes existed in the world at a small level even before, but they were used only by the military and the armed forces. It was used in sea voyages, but Galileo improved this telescope, and for the first time in the history of mankind, he turned it towards the sky, with the help of which he saw the sun and the moon from very close for the first time from the world, and Galileo started observing the movement of all these 1,300 planets. If all the planets are put together, they form a Jupiter. Galileo saw that it is also round like the rest of the planets, but the light above Jupiter is changing completely on different days of the month, and he saw that the same is the case with Venus and Saturn. Now, all this was possible only if all these things were revolving around the sun and not the world. Galileo told this to the whole world, that the center of the universe is not the world but the sun. But on hearing this, all the kings of Europe became his enemies, because the Pope of that time believed that the earth is the center of the universe, and not just the Pope, but the whole world believed that the earth is the master, due to which Galileo was punished by the church that he would have to leave his home forever. Would have been shut down, but Galileo continued his work, and his research was later accepted by the entire world. Even the Pope apologized to Galileo in front of the entire world 350 years after his death, and said that we were wrong and you were right. Slowly and gradually, we came to know that the earth is not the center of the universe. Rather, it revolves around the sun, and the sun is also not such a big thing. Rather, the sun, like billions and trillions of stars like it, is a small part of the Milky Way galaxy, and this Milky Way galaxy is made up of billions of stars, and all these billions of stars are revolving in a single circle. We are revolving around the sun, so around whom are billions and trillions of stars like the sun revolving together. Supermassive black holes have a supermassive black hole at their center. This black hole, which is 40 lakh times bigger than our face, has kept the whole galaxy in a round circle, just like our sun has kept the Earth, Jupiter, Mars, and all these planets in a circle. But this galaxy is not such a big thing. Rather, it is a small part of a small cluster consisting of lakhs of other galaxies. These lakhs of galaxies together form a cluster, and this cluster is also not such a big thing. Rather, lakhs of clusters like this together form a supercluster, and thousands of such superclusters also exist. Now, you have noticed that one thing is common in all these stars, galaxies, and planets, that in this entire universe, every object is revolving around some or the other object, and when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also went towards the skies, he did not see the angels offering namaz in Baitul Mamur. They were also revolving around something. But what is the connection of revolving with worship? Allah has said that all these things worship. Do you know in which of the following words Allah told this? It is said in Surah Hajj that Muslims from all over the world go to the most sacred and holy place of Islam, Kaaba, and move around it again and again. Now, what is the meaning of this circling? When a Muslim moves around the Kaaba, he is not moving alone at that time. Rather, he joins all the moon, planets, stars, galaxy clusters in one prayer. So all these things do not worship like us. Rather, we go to Mecca and worship like them. But it is written in this verse that all these things prostrate themselves to Allah. Sajda does not only mean our sajda, rather following the system of Allah can also be called sajda. But in this verse, Allah has not only mentioned stars, galaxies, and planets, but everything, mountains, trees, animals, everything. They do not move around in circles. Thousands of years ago, this concept was formed in Greece that everything in the universe is made up of a very small particle atom, which the whole world forgot for 2,000 years. But 200 years ago, research on this concept